the key to getting over an overtime loss in the playoffs like last night?
Just forget about it. I mean, you learn, you take video, you learn from our mistakes, and then you pass to the other game. Nothing you can do about it. So just to focus on tomorrow. That's the most important game right now.
What's the biggest thing you can take away and learn from last night?
I mean, they're a really good team. They're hard to play against. They rim the puck a lot. We just have to try to find their little weaknesses and capitalize on them.
With those rims, what can you guys as defensemen do to help Joseph and facilitate those breakouts?
Yeah, I think we all have to work together, talk to each other, come back quicker to make sure everybody has an option when they get the puck because we know they come hard, and we're just going to be working on that.
How differently does Joseph play the puck compared to Anthony? Like, is there much of an adjustment now that you guys have changed goalies?
No, he plays the puck. They rim the puck hard. Sometimes they're hard to get on the back and forehand. So he does what he can to help us, and we just got to be there for him.
Chris Tamm's played this game a long time. You would have seen him from afar. What stands out to you about how he just puts his body on the line for the group?
Yeah, no, he's really good. How you say that? Like absorbing the check and make those plays. He's been doing it for such a long time, and it's just impressive how he does it. And like you said, he blocks shots. He puts his body on the line. And having him on a team has been really helpful.
How do you reset on a day like this after the disappointment of last night? What's your process?
I mean, loss is going to happen. We know it. We're in it for playoffs are hard. It's a hard game. It's best of 7. We lost yesterday. Learn from it, move on, and win tomorrow.
In terms of tough guys you played with, where does Tanev rank in terms of his ability to just keep trucking?
Oh, he's up there. Yeah. He's got to be up there, probably top 1.
Top 1? That's pretty good.
Yeah. So.
What do you see on the hit on Forsling? Everyone's trying to get hits, but sometimes those big ones are hard to get. What did you see on the hit on Forsling last night?
I saw an opening, has his head down, so I just took it. Like you said, it's a hard game, it's hard to hit. You don't want to put yourself out of position, and he gave me an opportunity, so I seized it.
If you get a good one like that, do you go back and watch the highlight a little bit?
No.
Or do friends send it to you?
No.
Or?
No, it's all business.
Yeah. Do they go to your legs a little bit? Like guys talk about when they score, it goes to their legs, they're feeling a little bit better. But when you land a hit like that, does it?
Yeah, I mean, you hope that it gives a little bit juice to all you guys, get the momentum going. So, yeah.
So, matchups change on the road. What stands out about the Lundell line when you're out there against them? The biggest challenge you see against those guys?
Yeah, I think they're pretty defensively sound. 3 hard workers, do the simple things, make it hard on you, make it difficult. I think they did a good job. I think we got to prepare for that better, and we will. And we'll change some things up, and hopefully we can, kind of change the result there.
I'm sure Austin puts a lot of pressure on himself to produce. Still looking for his first in the series. What's your sense of him right now?
I'm not too worried about him. I think he's doing the right things. He's getting looks. On the first goal, he got a good tip there. It just hit the post. Little things like that. So he's doing the right things, getting chances. So it's bound to fall for him.
Matthew, when you guys are ahead in games, obviously the other team's going to push. How can you guys maybe better weather that storm than say in the second period last night?
Could you ask that one more time? Sorry.
When a team's going to push when they're behind you, how do you do a better job with the lead? I guess in the second period, before it really get back last night.
Yeah, I just don't think we should, kind of sit back. I think we should pressure a little more. Make them on their heels. Kind of stick to our game plan. I think we kind of grip the stick a little bit too tight when we get the lead there, and I think we just got to keep our pressure up.
What has stood out most to you about how Craig's handling the group during this playoff run?
I think he's done a great job. I think our mindset's been great going into each game. Obviously, in this series, we scored early, and he's been a big part of that. I think he's definitely, molded a good mindset to us and created a winning culture.
How do you reset on a day like today after the disappointment of last night? What's your process?
I mean, I think it's pretty easy to honestly just reset. We know it's going to be a long series. So we weren't expecting it to be anything easy, and we're just gonna look at the video, take a little bit from it, and try to move past it, and look forward to the next game.
What has been the key to making those adjustments in the playoffs so far when you guys have had those results that you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's every series we're going to prepare for a long series. We're going to have to look at the video and kind of break down the other team's game and their players and stuff. And we're only 3 games into it now, so we're still learning. Still kind of chipping away at the video here and getting to know that team. But yeah, I think we learn after every game. We take a lesson from it and we move forward, and we try to change as much as possible we can to better ourselves for the next game.
On that scoring early, what's Greg saying before the game, or why do you think you guys are coming out with more of an attack mindset this postseason?
Yeah, I think obviously the first minutes are very important, especially in their barn. We knew they were going to come out hot, and we just tried to match that. And I think we did a great job just winning the draw, getting it in there, and putting pressure on them, making it difficult. And lucky a bounce went in for us. But I think even the first 5 minutes, I think we were just playing physical, playing hard, especially the third line there for us. It's they play hard, and that's what he demands of us, and I think we did a good job of it.
What stands out about Tandem's ability to absorb contact and make plays, and just his toughness in general?
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud back there. I think I always watch him. He's taking a hit, making the play, and getting the puck out of his zone, blocking shots. That's what it takes to win, and I think he, shows that really well.
There's a lot of talk about the puck handling on Florida's forecheck from Joseph and the defenseman as a forward. What's your focus there? Is there anything you guys could do to kind of help facilitate that better moving forward?
With Waller playing?
Like they're rimming it in, and he's trying to play it, and the defensemen are trying.
Yeah. I mean, I think he does a fine job with moving the puck. I think it's just better communication. We're going to need to have the center, the D, the wings. I think everyone just needs to communicate a little bit better and find a way out of the zone, especially when we get kind of hemmed in or. It comes to an icing play where we're a little bit tired. I think we have to communicate a little bit better and just find a way to get it out of the zone.
Net front presence is such a big part of your game. What have you seen about what Florida has been doing in front of your crease in that same capacity?
Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job of it all series. You saw it last year, what they did in the playoffs. That's how you score goals in the playoffs is to be around the net and make it difficult for that goalie. So. I'm trying to do that as much as possible, and I know they are too. It's going to be on our D to box out well and make sure our goalie can see it.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, man. Next matchup's always changing on the road for you guys. What's the biggest challenge you see in that Barkov line when you're out against them?
I mean, they have a bunch of lines. They have 4 lines they could play. That line has had a lot of success for a long time. When you have a player like that, especially down the middle, that can drive any line, it's physically it's hard to match up against, and you got to keep getting better at it.
You know how much pressure top guys take on at this time of year to produce. What's your sense of Austin still looking for his first goal in this area? How he's handling everything?
Well, he's playing all over the ice extremely well, and as a teammate, that's what you notice first and foremost. So. It'll come. I mean, he's creating a lot. He's creating a lot of chances. I mean, Naizi's goal, I think he hit the post there and created that as well. So, I mean, it's not for us in that room. It's not about looking at the stat sheet and the goal column. It's what you do all over the ice and doing the little things to help the team win. And eventually, all those numbers seem to sort itself out.
Stood out to you about how Craig sort of navigates tougher moments for the group and getting you guys back to baseline and reset.
He's very calm, and he's been there before. I think when you've won before also, that kind of makes it a little bit easier on staying calm, and it's a really nice effect to trickle down when you know that that's the case. It isn't always the case, when you're playing this league, and you do feel that sense of calmness in tough situations, but also the demanding, I guess, roles that we have in terms of, they're making a push. We got to stay calm, but also we got to get our foot on the gas. And it sounds like an oxymoron, but he does a really good job of that.
How would you describe your relationship with him? Like, how much one-on-one, meetings do you have with him compared to other coaches, maybe?
I think at this point in my career, you don't really need all that much of that. Kind of know what's expected of me, and know when I'm going well, know when I'm not. And he does a really good job of kind of, knowing when to talk to people. And as I said, in my career, I'm assuming, or I feel that I don't need as much of that attention as times in the past.
Max, you extended your playoff point streak. William extends his playoff point streak. John gets a goal. What about your line has been so effective pretty much on a nightly basis right now?
I don't know, just trying to play the right way. I mean, I'm playing with two unbelievable players, and everything seems to go through the middle of the ice when you're creating in the playoffs. So, John's done a really good job of defending well and helping us go from defense to offense. And Willie's skills are just, I keep raving about it. I haven't seen anything like it in my life. So I'm just along for the ride and trying to get pucks out of dirty areas for them and make life a little bit easier on them. And, I think everyone wants to improve on last game, and our line is included in that.
Max, given how emotionally demanding this is, physically demanding this is there benefits to being here on a day like this?
Yeah, there is. No, there is. There definitely is. Recharge the batteries out in the sun. I definitely feel a difference. Maybe that's, comes with the older age, but I definitely feel a difference when you go out in the sun, maybe hop in the ocean. I definitely see a benefit in that.
What do you see out of Matthew Knies in these playoffs and just how effective he is in that net front role for you guys?
He's been unreal. I mean, he's been unreal all year, but I think he understands the situation and been able to elevate his game in key moments. And, he goes beast mode at times, and it just looks like no one can take the puck from him. And I've definitely been very, very impressed with his ability to elevate his game in key situations.
There were some really good goaltenders in your career. Where do you see how Joseph's sort of navigating this, coming back into the spotlight? And
yeah, it's tough. It's very, very tough, but he's done a really good job of handling it, and he's made a lot of really key saves for us. So really impressed with Joe. As you mentioned, it's a very difficult situation to be in, but he's handled it extremely well, and I've made a point of talking about how hard he works, and I think that's a big reason why he's having success.
Tanev's got the reputation as being one of the toughest guys in the game. Being around him, where does that stand out the most for you?
Yeah, I mean, you're just never, you see some plays and you think after the game he's going to be complaining about it or and you don't hear a word from him about it. He just goes about his business, and that was, throughout the entire year. You see a shot block early in the year, and you're like, oh, man, you must be hurting or limping for days, and just comes back to the rink like nothing happened. So he's extremely tough, and he's willing to sacrifice everything for the team, and that doesn't go unnoticed in that room.
The change in the matchups as the game went along impacted things and changed the dynamic.
Yeah, matchups always change, home to road, your matchups and things like that. Does it have an effect on the game? Yeah, it can, but I was okay the way the matchups were yesterday. I mean, it is what it is. You try to do your best on the road to get what you want, but I didn't feel that had a huge impact.
Austin he's leading the playoffs in missed shots. What are you seeing from him? Is there anything he can do better to land more on the net?
Hit the net?
That would be good.
Listen, he's obviously he's a great scorer. We all know that. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it is what it is. He needs to hit the net. He's trying to hit the net. He's not trying to miss the net. He's trying to hit the net. So, I'm not going to really elaborate on that too much.
what's the key for Joseph playing the puck?
Playing the puck?
Yeah.
Well, it's difficult. I thought that a lot of those rims they're up, eh? They're not on the ice. And that's designed. If they can get a good lick on it, they're going to put it on the glass. It's pretty tough for him to come out and play those. So, he did get to a lot of them. They're coming hard. We know that. It's probably, he's going to have to move it quick. Make a decision quick and move it. That's the bottom line.
Do you have an update on Stoltz?
He's progressing
Is he skating yet?
in the right direction. He has not skated yet.
That last shift of the game.
Yeah?
Did you see an opportunity for your guys to get off? They got caught. Did
No,
they get caught off, or just was the way?
they didn't have an opportunity to really get off on that situation. And we got caught out there and kind of got standing around a little bit. Oh, we got to dig in more in that situation. That's the bottom line.
Craig, you've asked your team to reset, and they've done a really good job most of the season. How do you, as a coach, reset when you need to sort of start over after a game like last night?
Listen, you evaluate the game, and you look at everything, and it's a tight game, right? Could have went either way. I mean, we have an opportunity to end it in overtime, couldn't do it. that's the way it goes. It's I'm like the players. Like, we got to look at things, and there's always things that we can adjust and do better. But the game boils down to a few different things. Every series does, right? What kind of a series is it? With, and we know what kind of series it is. And you look at a few things with the team today. You have a chat with the team today, and then you get ready for tomorrow. That's how you reset. I mean, you got to turn the page here.
What stands out to you right now about where Matthew Knies' game is at?
I don't think, like, it's no different than the whole season, in my opinion. He's playing his game. Like, it's, he scored another goal right around the net. He uses his speed, physical. That's, does your game have to elevate in the playoffs? Yes, it does. And I think he's done that.
Is there anything you'd like to see more out of the power play in this series?
Well, they got to score a nice goal last night. Mm-hmm. I think we're getting looks, so I think they're getting the looks, and they're getting into situations where there's opportunities to score. And I think that they've been doing a good job, personally. I don't think you want to overthink it or change too much. It's hard to score in the playoffs on the power play. I'm going to tell you right now. We got a big goal last night on it. And we got to focus on just keeping getting, our looks, and traffic's important for sure on the PP and 5-on-5 to score goals. Look how many goals are going in off your own D-man or other D-man around the net. Put it to the net. You got traffic. Got to get to the net.
Played with a lot of tough players. You coached some tough players. Where does Chris Tanev rank in that in terms of just the ability to do what he does?
Well, he's just I think, he's an old school type guy, and I don't know if he's willing to take a hit to make a play every time, but he's a warrior, that's for sure. He's a competitive person. Like, he's right up there with, all the ones I've been around, laying his body on the line every night, whether it's a block shot, taking a hit to make a play. I mean, you name it, he's going to lay it on the line.
Does he have to pick his spots at times just for self-preservation, or is that just not the way he can do it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's, he's done this for a long time. So, I'm not going to talk to him about changing.
What do you and the coaching staff do on a day like this to make sure none of the disappointment of losing in that manner lingers? You know what I mean?
With the team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the coaches. Everybody's, after the game, everybody's, upset, obviously. You can really let it go the other way, or you can grab it, fix it. Like I said, make some adjustments, what we need to do better, and focus on getting that message through to the team, and then get the message through to the team that we knew it was going to be a long series. We're always prepared for a long series. And we have an opportunity to go into Game 4 tomorrow and get a split. And that's what we got to focus on. Okay?